Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe.
Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lance Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb breaks
off those nasty,
nasty
FIlthbomb. I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a FIlthbomb
with my guys over at FIlthbomb Breaks.
FIlthbomb! FIlthbomb! Mike Trout 101 auto!
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those FIlthbombs coming, and I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old-timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty FIlthbombs.
And pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me a Plante Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases nightly, the undefeated, undisputed champion of the sports card breaking industry, FIlthbomb Breaks. It's time for FIlthbomb.
What's going on, everyone? Stephen Michael here with FIlthbomb Breaks, coming to you live from the House of Wax right here in Long Island, New York, with the Nosebleeds podcast. We got Lewis and we got Derek in the house. Well, not in the house, but they're in their house. What's up, boys?
What's up?
So it is 1/15/2020. The time is 7:07 p.m. And we're here to talk a little bit about the American League East. Yesterday we touched base on the NL East. Today we are going to talk about the AL East, and we will start with let's start in alphabetical order. Let's start with the Blue Jays. Let's start with the Blue Jays. Boys, what do you think about Toronto this year?
I like them.
How much do you like them is the question.
I think that they have a young team, a lot of talent. They have they got a lot of young talent. So, and then they just picked up what is his name? Ryu from the Dodgers. And then they got another guy from Japan on the off season too. I don't know how to say his name. Huh?
I said Otani.
Yeah, no way. But they got another guy in there, so we'll see. A lot of potential there with Vladdy, Bichette, Kevin Biggio, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's
he kind of tore it up at the end of last year too.
Oh yeah, so
Gurriel's legit. Also, if you're just tuning in, we're not only going to touch base on the teams, we're also going to give you a sleeper, a must-have, and a no thank you as far as the card market goes, sports card market. So, so you like the Jays. Now, we're not going to say where you have them finishing yet in the AL East, but you do like the Jays. Lewis, what about you?
I think the Jays are probably one of the most exciting teams if you're a sports fan and a card collector. I mean, with Guerrero, Bichette, and Biggio, that's just fun.
That is
considering who their dads were. That's fun. And then Travis
that's never
Shaw,
happened, right?
No, and Travis Shaw's, I think, dad also played in the majors too, and he's the first baseman now, I think, also. It's like an infield.
His son's Chris Shaw.
Is that? I don't know. Who's Chris?
Go for it.
But Overall, though, I always hear about the Jays because you know our boy Jeff Howard.
Oh,
All
Jeff is Jays heavy.
Jays heavy. Let me just tell everybody
Jeff
that if
said the
anybody
Jays are
ever
great.
wants to know about the Jays, their families, their kids, their kids, you got to hit up Jeff Howard. Nobody knows the Blue Jays like Jeff.
So what happened with Jeff, actually? Didn't he walk around with the Vlad to 5 that we pulled him?
Yes. I was in Toronto visiting him.
I love
And coincidentally, the night before I leave, the Vlad shows up from Topps. And by the way, it was all his stuff. I guess Topps doesn't want to spend money going through customs, so they sent everything at once. The Vlad Jr. Red Wave is in there like a little kid. He had it in his pocket all day. We were going out to eat. He was showing people. He was so happy.
That's awesome. Oh, Jeff says Jeff Shaw was a closer for the Reds and Dodgers. So actually, that's 4 guys. Wow, that's strange. All right, so you guys like them. Well, Lewis likes them. I don't know if he loves them. He thinks they're exciting, though. So I think we'll get to my predictions a little bit later, but I think they're going to be a lot better than people think this year.
Yeah.
I think in the next 2-3 years, they could find themselves at the top of the AL East. But I think this year, their pitching staff is going to be all the difference, right? Because if we break down the other teams, like the Yankees, we look at the Orioles, we look at the Red Sox, we look at the Rays. I think their pitching staff is better than at least 2 of those other 4 teams. They have Ryu, they have Chase Anderson, who's proven he can pitch. They have Tanner Roark, he's not a guy. Like, I like Tanner more than I like, for example, J.A. Happ. I do. I think that he's had some games before where, what do you have, like 16 strikeouts 3 years ago? Like, he's proven that he could pitch. And then they have Matt Shoemaker, who's like the X Factor. He was like the number 8 ranked fantasy player for the first month and a half last year. And then he had some freak accident running to first. But it's like right there, you could have like Ryu Shoemaker could be like a nasty 1-2 punch. Like, just as good, if not better, than like Morton Snell or Orioles. Who's their 1-2? Baltimore's got what? Alex Cobb, John Means.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to keep them in it because, like you guys mentioned, they have phenomenal hitting. They have Bichette at the top, then Biggio, Gurriel, Vlad. Travis Shaw is not a chump. I mean, he's had a great season before. Randall Grichuk, if he could cut down on his Ks, which is always a problem, but he's got power. And then I like Derek Fisher, who they acquired. I think he's sneaky. He never really got a chance to shine while playing in Houston, but I really do like him.
Oh, Derek Fisher. Yeah, I remember everybody was going nuts about that guy.
Derek Fisher's a sleeper, man. He's like, my man can play.
You got to remember, Anthony Kay also came up, did good. That was the prospect they got from the Mets on the Stroman trade.
That's a dude with the goggles? Does he?
The dude with the goggles.
Doesn't he have goggles?
I don't know. Does he wear goggles? I will tell you this, though. I completely have not even a quarter of the faith that you have in that pitching staff. I don't like anybody top to bottom.
But that's why if you're looking to make a future bet or something like that, like, there's value in that. I don't know what it is. Let me look that up, actually, while we're speaking. Let's see 2020 World Series odds. Like, watch what the odds are going to be for them to make the World Series. And then, do they even have it out yet?
Yeah, I think so, isn't it?
It should be, right? I don't know. Just one of you guys want to find that, and I'll keep going. I want to see what the odds are on that. That would be really cool. Because I bet you they're like 70-1. Or even more for like a team like that. All right. Now, moving on to the card aspect of it. I want to talk about a sleeper that you're going to want to own on the Jays right now. You can get his stuff really cheap right now. He was in Update, and yes, it's Kevin Biggio. Kevin Biggio's stuff is dirt cheap in Update, right? That's his first flagship rookie card. And you could scoop those things up by the dozens right now. I don't think there's many graded PSA 10 copies out there, just because the card isn't worth $10 yet, I don't think. But I'd go after the gold, I'd go after the foil, I'd go after every variation of that if you believe in them, which I do. For must-haves, I like Bo Bichette. I think he should be in your collection. I think he's going to want to be the best J out of the bunch that we're talking
Yeah.
about. And then for the no thank you, anyone else not named Vlad. So I don't want stock in anybody else on that team other than Vlad. But I like Bichette more than Vlad. What about you guys?
Well, I know Jeff for sure. Bichette's his boy. So if he says Bichette, it's Bichette. Like, I would bank on it. It's like that.
Yeah.
But in my order, I would say Bichette first, then Vlad, then Kevin Biggio. I love Kevin Biggio. Seems to me like he's the most talented of the bunch because he could play everywhere and do more stuff. But I just feel like the other two are more sexy, I guess. I don't know why.
The reason
I'm not sure
say
why.
Biggio over Vlad is only because Biggio's stock so low, right? So like you can't really make Vlad a sleeper because he's there already. So that's why I like Biggio. I do like Vlad, but Biggio's just he's got so much more growth. There's so much more room for growth in the market. All right, so now let's move on. We'll stay with the AL East, obviously. We're going to move over to the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, before we do, I got to say one last thing I forgot to mention.
What?
That Danny Jensen's catcher's helmet this year, the design on it was designed by Jeff Howard. He did it. That was a prize he won. He got to design it with Danny Jensen, and that's what he's going to be wearing. Yep.
Oh, that is so sick. What is it, though? We don't know yet?
No, I saw it. It's already done. He has he has the mask because then Danny Jensen's going to sign it.
Are we allowed to show photos on the page later?
Yeah, of course. I'll tell him to take pictures and send it to me. We'll post it.
We'll share it with the room. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Cool.
That is
all right,
awesome.
but go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, so I was going to move over to the Orioles, all right, in no particular order. So, Derek, what are your thoughts on the Orioles this year?
I just think they're still trash. I do like a few players on there. I do still like Trey Mancini. I also like a guy, Richard Urania. He was a Blue Jays prospect, really good shortstop. He was a top prospect. They picked him up. I'd like to see him play. I don't know if I would go out and buy a bunch of stuff of his, but maybe to keep some stuff on the side. For my must-own, I had Austin Hayes on there because you put me onto him.
You're welcome.
Austin Hayes. And then the rest of the team, I really don't want anything particular to do with them. I don't know how it's going to play out this year, but they've just been.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Lewis, what do you think?
I think the Orioles are going to lose 120 games, be the worst in the majors, and they don't have anybody. And the only person, I mean, I told you I'm not a believer of Adley just yet. I mean, again, that's the next Matt Wieters in my head till proven differently.
Yeah.
And the only other guy I would maybe take a risk on, I don't even know if he has baseball cards, would be Ryan Mountcastle. That'd be it.
He does. He's in 15 draft. Question for you guys. Who is the last catcher that you can remember that was hyped up that actually did something?
Mike Piazza. Let's go Mets. I don't
Isn't that, I mean, how many times are we going to fall for this same thing? The power hitting catcher, switch hitting catcher.
I mean, Aaron Sanchez to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, but they're always
I like Sanchez.
They're always overhyped catchers. Always.
Of course, yeah, because they're few and far between. You don't find a guy like Salvador Perez on any given day is like a above average player, but he's like one of the best catchers in the major league. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. And here's my thing too, guys. If you're going to invest, right, I wonder. So I would never pay the prices that Adley's going for right now because you're paying for something that doesn't exist. So, like, he did nothing. So all he could do from this point on is lose value, in my opinion. Like, a lot of these guys are selling for what Acuna's base first Bowman's going for. So if that's the ceiling, right, or Soto's the ceiling, or these superstars are the ceiling, how are guys that never played at that level in card value right now? It's just overinflated.
Doesn't make any sense.
You gotta, if you're looking from an investment standpoint, guys, you want to find value. You want to find somebody that's, not being spoken about, because those are the guys. I mean, if you look every single year, there's always one or two people that nobody was talking about that became stars and their stuff boomed. Even if it takes 10 years, look at Aquino. his thing was $2, and then all of a sudden he went to $100 like that. Like you just
Crazy.
never know.
I'd rather have 100 Akinos
But
sitting around than one of Adleys, you know?
yeah, somebody said Buster Posey and Joe Mauer. Yeah, exactly, and that was so long ago. Jeff
and
said
Buster
that.
Posey, you know.
And Wesley said Posey. And even Posey, though, he was good. But, like, he wasn't... I don't know. Like, I'm going to probably catch flack for this, but... I think he was overrated, too, Buster Posey.
MVP?
I mean, But then you look at his MVP year, like, what did he do? Like, he didn't... That might be, like, one of the weakest MVP seasons ever. Let's go see.
You're going to go look at the stats? Because if you are... I'm just taking a guess. I'm guessing worst MVP season for me was McCutchen. I didn't think he did anything.
Let's see his MVP season. All right, here we go. Oh, that has to be a joke. No way. All right, so
a joke bad or joke good? Like you can't believe how good it is.
Guess how many home runs Buster Posey had in his MVP season?
35.
24. Guess how many RBIs he had in his MVP season?
96.
103. His OPS was 957. He had a 336 batting average. They won the championship though, right? That year?
Yeah. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame though.
Yeah, but I just think he's going to go in the Hall of Fame because their catchers really are garbage for the most part. Like he's just the best at a garbage position. Look, lifetime, right? He's been in the league since 2009. My man's got 140 homers. He's batting 302. He's got rings. Like, to me, what's different from him and Jorge Posada? Like, Posada got rings. Posada probably has more home runs than Posey.
I think Posada's a 400 home run guy.
What?
Is Posada's got like 400 home runs, no?
No. But, I mean, the difference between him and Posada, like, there's not much difference. If you put him on paper, I don't know. I'm probably catching flack in the chat. Let's see. No, it's coming up on your end, the chat. So, anyways, we got off topic. So, Lewis doesn't think the Orioles... He thinks they're going to lose 120 games. Derek thinks they're going to be trash. I think that there's hope for them eventually. There's just so many pieces they're missing right now. So, their pitching staff is just in shambles, right? You have Alex Cobb. I like Alex Cobb, personally. I think he's...
John Means is their number one.
I know, but I don't trust him either. Like...
I don't trust any of them. That's my point. John Means is their number one.
Cobb's proven, though, that he can pitch in the bigs.
He's good, yeah.
But he's coming off an injury. Then they took a chance. They have Cole Stewart, who was actually the 4th overall pick for the Twins a couple of years ago. But he hasn't done anything. Now, they have a ways to go with the pitching staff. But what I do like about him is you got people like Austin Hayes, really young. You got Ryan Mountcastle. You got Ryan McKenna. They have that young dude, Rylan Bannon. They got DJ Stewart, who I know Heath Toronto's a huge fan of. He pulls him in every mixer. But they have potential. And then they have Trey Mancini, who is their leader, who may not be on the team by the end of this year, but that's another thing. So now, bringing me to Mancini, he's actually, I like him. I think he could be a star in the league. Problem is, he's on my no thank you list, along with Chance Sisco. I wouldn't be investing in him just because he's already 27, only has 86 home runs.
Right.
He's not going to hit any milestones. Will he get on a team maybe and win an MVP possibly one year? Like, it's there. It could happen.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be in the Hall, Trey Mancini. And from an investment standpoint, no thank you. Chance Sisco, no thank you. People still have hope on him because he was Adley a couple of years ago. And on my must-haves and my sleeper list, Austin Hayes. I think that guy could ball. Austin Hayes, for those of you that don't know who Austin Hayes is, Jeff Harris said, don't forget Cedric Mullins. I won't. He's all in my office right now as we speak.
This is the only Orioles card I think I own.
Machado. Who is that, Austin Hayes or Machado?
Machado.
Oh. So, back to my point, though. Austin Hayes is he's like a true talent. If you look at his numbers, his only downside is he's injury prone. He's been injured every year since he's been up in the bigs, but my man is like a superstar. Austin Hayes is a legitimate potential superstar. He's just in Baltimore. He's not spoken about that much. He's hidden amongst trash bags, and he's trying to crawl his way out. Like, he's crawling out. But, I mean, look, last year, from an investment standpoint. His stuff went from $30 to $100 in spring training. He had 5 home runs. Then he got hurt before the season started, and he never found his way back until the end of the year. All right, so that's Baltimore for everyone. That's a quick rundown on them. Now we will move over to the Rays. Let's talk about Tampa Rays.
Oh, yes.
So, Derek, what are your thoughts on Tampa?
I like them. I like them a lot. I think that this year they could really make a run at it, honestly. And like I mean, they made a run at it last year, but like this year, I like their potential. They have a lot of potential. They have a lot of young guys coming up. They just signed a huge prospect from Japan, Yoshitomo. I can't even say it.
Otani?
No, Yashitomo Ichigo. I think that guy could hit Rookie of the Year. He's 28, but he has potential, man. Like that guy could actually like come in. No one knows about him. Come in, blast Rookie of the Year. He's hit 44 home runs in Japan, 38 home runs. I was looking at his stats a little bit. Big home run power hitter, and he's pretty solid dude. So
Who's Yoshi Shinjo?
Yoshitomo.
No. Oh, so Chris Cabral, real quick, not to cut you off, said Chance Cisco was never ranked as high as Adley, not even close. No, I did not say that. All I'm saying is I was just making a comparison. It's an Orioles catcher. He was hyped, and people still are holding onto his cards, hoping that he could get back to some of that happy day mojo that he had a couple of years ago. That was the point I was making. So you like the Rays. Lewis, what about you?
Love the Rays. Love the Rays. But I don't know like one super mega star on that team. I think it's a system team, and that's why I love them.
Yeah.
Everybody chips in. They do things. They play hard. They click. It's like I just love when you watch the Rays, which, by the way, living here in Florida, they're on TV constantly pushed in your face, and you want to watch them over the Marlins. It's like, who's at first? Choi. They got Brandon Lau, right?
Yeah.
Andy Diaz, even Willie Adames. It's like these guys, they'll never be stars because they don't get enough time and innings because everybody's chipping in. It's like a what do you call it? Like a merry-go-round of little by little. It's not like one guy carries the team.
Well, when you say system, that's exactly what it is. They're like the Patriots, right? Except they don't win.
Yeah. Good point. Same thing,
example,
like the Patriots.
Like in the Patriots, you take out somebody, it's like, white guy receiver. All right, let's bring in another white guy receiver. Just stick him right in there. He's successful. He's hurt. Here comes another guy. And it's always like, for example, we'll go down the lineup, right? Let's go down this lineup. Every player aside from Austin Meadows, you could insert name here with anybody.
Yeah.
I like Willie Adames, though. Willie Adames.
I do too.
So look,
Willie Adames is like the deal.
Brandon Lau, Austin Meadows, Yandy Diaz, Choi. What's his? Hisap Choi?
G-Man Choi. He was Yankees first baseman. I was pissed when they got rid of him.
No, he just looks happy all the time. I like him. Hunter Renfroe. I do like that signing. I do like the Jose Martinez signing. I think that's a sneaky one. He could ball. Then they have Adames, Kiermaier, Zunino. But all those guys,
you don't get a break in that lineup. There's no break.
I know. It's just all trash bags. It's sick.
And the pitching. I love the Rays pitching. Love it.
I think they may have the best. Well, I don't think they may. I know they have the best rotation. And it's not even because Morton or Snell. It's because
they got the
Ryan
bullpen
Yarbrough.
Ryan Yarbrough is their 4, isn't he? Because you have Glass
I think
now.
He's 5 right now.
Either way, love them all.
Like,
that's the thing. And Snell and Morton.
Imagine that was your 5 and not J.A. Happ or the Orioles, me. Like, I could be their number 5 right now. I'd come out throwing absolute 63-mile-an-hour fire, and they'd have no shot. So I love the Rays this year. Now for sleepers, all right, check this out. I'm going to give you my sleeper. Everyone, go get it if you can. Blake Snell, Bowman's first autos could be had for $25 to $35. Go on eBay and scoop them up if you can. Huge upside to that card. That card is not spoken about enough. And then also Austin Meadows on must-have. I mean on sleepers. For must-have, Austin Meadows and Snell. I don't want stock in anybody else. No, thank you. Nobody else is on my... The only person I would consider is Ryan Yarbrough, but yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you though, look at Willie Adames, man. He's good.
So explain to me. Talk to me.
Let me look at his numbers real quick while I pull him up. But I was looking at him before. He's still young. People were going bananas for him last year, though. He went on a little tear.
It's just they don't have that guy. Like
he hit a 4.2 WAR last year.
That's not bad.
He's this is at 23. He's going to be 24 next season. He hit he's not a big power guy or anything like that, but he has potential. I like, and then of course I like that Yoshi Tomo guy only because I really think that he could make a rookie of the year run, and then his cards will be worth a lot of money because he's Japanese too, and he has that market.
Who, Jung Ho Kang?
Jung Ho Kang, yeah, from the Pirates.
Yes, but all these guys really come over and are hyped up.
Jung Ho Kang was super hyped up, and then he just got injured, and that was it, man. That was his career. That's it now.
I mean, hyped up. You make it sound like Fukudomi wasn't like the best ever.
Yeah, these guys come over, except for like Matsui. Nobody really.
You
want to
know? You want to know my?
Well, he's given like you don't count Ichiro because he's like.
Ichiro comes in at 27. Nobody wants any of that guy because he's so old, and he winds up getting 3,000 hits at 42.
No, he's a man. Ichiro's a man.
Ichiro is the man.
I think he's like. We're getting off topic, but he was a Marlin guy.
But you know what? Ichiro was technically a Marlin at one point, which is in the same state as Tampa Bay, so we're not too off topic.
There we go.
Exactly. All right, moving on. We are going to the Boston Red Sox. So, the whole Alex Cora thing doesn't really sway me one way or another as far as how they're going to do this year.
Me either.
It really doesn't. I mean, like, they can only go up from here anyway, so it's like...
Yeah.
I don't find any of these analytic managers that it matters if they come or go because I think they're all puppets. They don't have any rapport with the players. They might be liked, but it's not like, Bobby Cox, who argued with his players, got thrown out of 10,000 games and built that manly rapport.
No.
These guys are taking analytic stuff from up top. They do what they're told, and that's it. So if they leave, plug it in with somebody else. What's the difference?
Yeah.
I agree. I would say the one thing with the Red Sox that I wasn't even thinking before I started diving into the numbers a little bit today is their lineup is stacked. They definitely have the best lineup in the AL East. I think that you're talking about there's not a break in the Rays lineup. Listen to this. Mookie Betts. Rafael Devers. Xander Bogaerts. JD Martinez. Andrew Benintendi. Michael Chavis. Jackie Bradley, Christian Vasquez, and then at the bottom, little sneaky Jose Peraza. That maybe with a change of scenery may turn into the little 40 steal pesky dude that they usually have down there, a.k.a. the Dave Roberts of the Red Sox, the little steel man. But upon looking at their rotation, I didn't realize how weak their pitching staff was. Compared to what I thought. So, like, when I think of the Red Sox, I still think of them as being this dominant force in the AL East. They got Sale. That's it. And Sale hasn't been healthy. They got Price. He's on the decline. They got Erod, who, he's like Jekyll and Hyde. He's Jekyll and Hyde. Like, you could get Cy Young Erod, or you could get trash bag Erod. Then they got Nathan Eovaldi. Nah. Martin Perez. Nah. Hector Velasquez. I don't know who that
3
is.
years ago, their pitching rotation was like unparalleled, 100%. Like Chris Sale was killing everybody. David Price was okay, but if they had like Valdi and all those other guys when they were healthy, it would have been good. But their pitching is definitely outdated for sure, 100%.
No, like it's definitely the worst it's been in a very long time. Like I love baseball. I don't know who Hector Velasquez is.
Me neither. I don't know.
Like I couldn't picture him. I don't know if he's lefty. I don't know if he's short. I don't know. He might be Asian. Like, And I have no idea who Hector Velasquez is. Martin Perez, is that the dude from Texas? Like, I don't know these guys.
Just trash.
Like that. Watch Martin Perez win Cy Young. We all eat our words. So, Lewis, what do you think? Red Sox?
I think I like Devers. Bogarts I love. I think Betts is going to have a bounce back year.
Mm-hmm.
JD Martinez could always hit. So that's 4 guys. Now, the problem is if one of them gets hurt, you're down to 3 because I think the rest of the team is trash. I think Benintendi is just the guy. He's the next Trot Nixon, probably worse. I don't think he's anything. I think the pitching staff is garbage. I think Chris Sale by name is still great, but he's been declining, hasn't showed anywhere near improvement. I think Chris Sale's done. I think David Price is always done.
Yeah, I do like the one person I do like more than a lot of people is Michael Chavez. I think he's hit in the minors, and then he came up and even hit a little bit. What do you have, like 30 home runs still, or something like that this past year for the Red Sox? Like somebody like that is just somebody like that, right? They're going to be you know what you're going to get, strikeouts and home runs. But that plays at Fenway. That plays at Fenway for righties.
For sure.
But yeah,
I think they have guys where if somebody did step up and have a better than expected year, you could be like, all right, he had something. I get it. But there's nobody that I'm excited about.
I don't feel like they click either, though. I just don't feel like there's no like dynamic there. Like it's not like the Boston Red Sox 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh my God, here comes JD Martinez. Like, I don't think he did that well last year. I don't think Mookie did as well.
I think JD Martinez could bounce back though. Like he's proven he's a superstar in the league.
He's just a pure hitter. Like that guy hits.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
I will say, on my no thank you list, Andrew Benintendi. No thank you.
Me too.
I give up. I'm done. No more Benintendi for me. Bobby Dahlback is interesting. Yeah, I agree. Is he close though? I don't know if Dahlback is that close for the Red Sox. Maybe for the Orioles he'd be up by now. But the Red Sox seem to take their time with prospects for the most part.
I don't know anything about him.
Bobby Dahlback is a batter. Didn't they pick up what's his name too? Oh, it was a prospect from the Indians. Bobby Bradley, isn't he on the Red Sox too? But he's another guy. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Tendy's on the no thank you list. He's still overrated. If you have his cards, dump him if you can, because he still has a name. People are still buying him, hoping. Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's the best case scenario, which is still good. 180 hits, maybe 200 hits one season. Not a lot of pop. Plays a nice outfield, which doesn't really play in baseball cards unless you're Andrew Jones. Sleepers. It's not even a sleeper, but you need this card because it's too low right now. 2014 Topps Update Mookie Betts.
For sure. I love that card.
2014 Update Mookie Betts.
I did put some cards on the side though.
How much is that right now? Like $80?
$80, dude. And
what
that guy
150 a couple years ago?
They were going for 150, I think, at one time.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a card. It's affordable. It's worth it. There's upside to it. Not a lot of downside. He's already proven that he could ball. I would be investing in that. Then I'd be dabbling a little bit in, and he's not sexy, and his cards don't go for a lot. But Xander Bogaerts, man. I'd be dabbling a little bit in Xander.
I love Xander Bogaerts. I've been following him for years.
He's just not spoken about. He's lost in the mix. Every time that he's about to be the guy, someone else comes in, and they're the guy.
I can batting titles.
No, he's good.
Bogaerts is my favorite Red Sox. I love Bogaerts. So underrated. I have no idea why you just don't keep hearing about him.
No, because the problem is every time you could, like a Martinez comes in. You know what
He's
I mean?
not flashy enough. That's it. He's just not flashy, but he hits over 300
all the time.
He rakes, dude. That guy rakes.
He does. Always clutch hits. Every time I see a Red Sox game, it seems he's always coming up with the big hit. It always seems like it's Bogaerts.
No, I love
like Mookie Betts. You know what I mean? Like when I watch games on like ESPN Sunday night or whatever, Betts will always go like 4 for 5, but it seems like Bogaerts always gets the game-winning hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's like right there all the time.
Like I feel like him and DJ LeMahieu are on the same caliber almost. They're just like those guys. Like if you have them up to bat, you're feeling pretty good if the game is on the line.
The only thing I don't like about DJ is he's 31. That's the only thing. So he's good right now, but from a baseball standpoint, collecting, you don't want any DJ. So talking about DJ, let's transition into the New York Yankees right now. Derek, I know this is your favorite team.
Yes.
How do you like him? Truthfully, so we made Lewis. We made Lewis yesterday be realistic about his Mets. How do you feel about the Yankees?
I'm super excited about the season. Obviously, we just got Garrett Cole. I'm really excited to see Miguel Andujar come back. A lot of people forgot about him. I really am excited to see Stanton play too. I think he's going to mash it up. I think he's going 50 home runs this year if he can stay healthy.
I don't know if he's going to make 50 games played.
I know.
50 home runs.
I know, but if he's healthy, bro.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, you got to watch out. I'm looking for Judge to stay healthy too. I think he's going to have a good year. I think any of those guys are going to have good years. I'm excited to have Gardy back. I'm upset, obviously, about losing Didi to the Phillies, but I think, we have Glaber and Andujar in there, and then LeMahieu. You mix all those guys in, we're looking pretty good. And then, of course, you got those guys like Mike Ford, and we have a good farm system as well.
All right. So you like him, obviously. Lewis?
I think that lineup, top to bottom, is crazy. I think it's so crazy good that it masks how bad their pitching really is. I think you take Cole out of the equation, and you have just guys.
It's last year at DC, and then then you're just playing off of 14-run games. You know what I'm saying? That's how we were winning games last year. Is we blow out our pitchers. They let up 7 runs in 5 innings, and then our bats come alive, and we score 11 runs, and that's how we were getting W's. So
see, this is where I disagree. I don't think the Yankees lineup is that deep. So when I really break it down, I like DJ LeMahieu. I think he's legit for the next year or two, definitely, right? Until he starts getting hit in a decline. But I just wish the beginning of his career matched now, because he'd actually have a body of work that could make him somewhat of an argument for the Hall of Fame, right?
Am I totally off on this? Because in my head, I thought LeMahieu was raking in Colorado. Was he not?
He was, but it wasn't for a long time. I looked at it earlier. Check this out. DJ LeMahieu is 31 years old, right?
Yeah. I know he's that old either.
Yeah. So, me neither. So when I was looking all this stuff up, I'm like, oh, hold on. LeMahieu stats. So he was on Chicago Cubs, first off. That's where he started.
Right.
Right now, he's 31 years old. How many hits do you think he has, right? Because he's raking. And everyone that thinks about LeMahieu thinks about raking, right? He's a hitter. How many hits does he have?
Wait, how long has he been around, you said?
He's been around since 2011, only had 60 at-bats. So 2012 was his first year.
Probably has 1,400, 1,200.
Yeah, I'm good with that number too. 1,400. I like it.
Yeah, he's got 1,223 hits, which is great. But not when you're 31 years old. He may not even get to 2,000.
I'm not going to say that he's a all-out Hall of Famer, all this and that, but I think he's just a pure hitter. That guy could come up and he'll hit you single, and he'll get the game going. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think the next 2-3 years he's legitimate. And that's why I was saying I wish he was that legit at the beginning of his career, because then you can make an argument this guy's raked his whole career.
I don't think he has a shot. I don't think he could do enough stats and as much time as he has left on his best days to make a Hall of Fame case. DJ LeMahieu is not a Hall of Famer. Forget that.
Could he win an MVP possibly if he plays like he did last year?
Yeah.
Maybe if he takes another step from last year. I mean, he was very valuable. So according to RotoChamp, they have the projected lineup for the Yankees of LeMahieu. I love him. Judge. I don't think he's going to have a good year this year. I'm out on Judge.
I don't know about Judge either. I'm a huge Yankees fan. A lot of people always hate me for criticizing Judge, but I don't get that same feeling as I did when he was a rookie just mashing, No.
Look, my man was hitting for average and power. Something's got to give at some point, and it started to. And then he got injured on top of that. So I'm out on him. I don't think it's as. I mean, we saw in the playoffs, he got exposed. You had him up there, he was exposed. Then you got Glaber. I love Glaber. Like Glaber a lot. I think you have Glaber and DJ. That's solid, right at the top. Then you have Stanton. I do think Stanton, so he's on my sleeper list for people you might want to invest in on the Yankees. He's probably the only person right now that's a sleeper on the Yankees that no one's talking about because of his potential. But aside from that, Gary Sanchez, trash bags. I think he had one good year. I think what he really is a 230 hitter, and he's got ADD. Not that there's anything wrong with ADD, but it's undiagnosed, and he's not being treated for it, and that's why you see all these pass balls and all this lackluster play. And what you see is what you get with Sanchez. Everyone who's waiting for him to go back to that Sanchez with 35 bombs, it's not going to happen. You have Gardner, trash bags. I love him, Yankee for life.
Yeah.
Bags.
No, bad.
Like, he's hanging on now. He's hanging on like his hairline.
I like that they signed him again, but I feel like it was like a favor almost. I don't know how I feel about it.
That's what they did with Jeter too. They kept him around.
Right. It was like, oh, Jeter, okay, we'll give you $17 million for your last year. So it's like they did the same thing with CC. They're good in that in those regards. I don't expect to see Gardy playing too much. I don't know if Hicks is going to stay healthy.
Well, that's my point, right? So Lewis is saying they're stacked, but I'm trying to say, besides LeMahieu, Torres, and Stanton, who has proven before that he could do it for a long period of time, that's the only reason why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt moving on to 2020. If he stays healthy, we should see a productive season. But then you have Sanchez bags, Gardner bags, Urshela definite bags. He had a career year, never
I
again.
think Urshela is legit, dude.
No, bro.
That's my dump. Urshela dump.
I say dump his cards, but I think I still like him as a hitter.
As a Luis Soho, maybe, but that's it. He's bags.
Luis Soho is my Spanish name because I'm Luis Zola, right? So I'm Luis Soho. But let me tell you, let me revise. The reason why I say they're stacked, I don't think they're stacked more than any other team from 1 through 9. I just think the names behind 1 through 9 are way bigger as a second level that other teams have.
I mean, but it's Voit, right? Besides that one season where he came through in the playoffs, like he hasn't done nada.
He just got injured last year.
Mike Talkman.
I like Voit.
No, I do like him. He was a cleanup hitter. Like he
Voigt's
was
like
in the middle.
Alonso. Like a
what?
Cheaper Pete Alonso, I feel like Voit.
Don't do that to Lewis. You're gonna make him upset.
He's saying he's joking. I know this. That's a joke. There's no way.
No, Voit, like I was
Bro, they have
comfortable.
the same body type. Look at those guys. They're both monsters.
Hey, let me just ask you guys something. Side note, and for the first time in 2 days, I'm going off topic for 2 seconds because I have to. Am I crazy or like just love of my heart because I finally have a player I could root for that the Mets have a superstar in Alonso? Or do you guys not think he's good? Like, do you think he's a star? He is.
I think being in New York, yes. I think the fact that he's in New York, first base, he's got the polar bear now, nickname, image. He's likable. I think you do have a superstar. If Pete Alonso was in Colorado, I don't think he'd be a superstar.
Yeah, but that's the difference. You know, what if, woulda, coulda, shoulda. When you play in a New York market and pull that off, that's different. That's a different kind of pulling it off.
And
it's just
don't get me twisted. Like, he would be a superstar in Colorado. He just wouldn't be the guy he is.
What
now.
I'm saying is, obviously, 53 homers, it is what it is. But I'd consider a monster season in a sophomore year of him. I'd be happy with 35 homers. I think that'd be great.
No, it would.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah. He's the biggest thing to hit the New York market since like David Wright.
I mean, yeah.
Like hitter-wise, honestly.
As far as like somebody to root for, and then Jose.
Never felt that.
Hits contract year hits 400, gets paid, and then goes back to 250.
All right, but back to the Yankees. Okay, so that was my point. They're exposed at the bottom of the line, past Stanton. I think Voit. All right, fine. If he's healthy, maybe he's good. He did come through in the clutch in the playoffs a couple years ago, which I like. Like, that'll always earn brownie points with me because if you can perform when you need to, it shows that you're not scared of the moment. Talkman, Derek Ford, is that his name? Mike Ford?
Mike Ford.
Gio, Urshela, trash. Like,
Yeah.
those guys, I mean, if you traded them to the Royals, they might not get burned next year. Like, it's just, I don't believe in any of those guys. Now, we move to the staff.
Oh.
This is what
wait a minute,
love.
real quick. Is Clint Frazier still on the team or no?
Somewhere. They don't
He's
like him, though.
They
They
put
don't
him in
like
the
him.
minors.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, but staff, go
There's
ahead.
something under
He had a concussion,
Lion thing that's going on with him because he's too good to not be, you know what I mean? To have RotoChamp projecting Mike Tauchman as your 8-hitter, something's up with Clint Frazier. He might be a head case. There's something going on.
He was concussed last year. It really messed him up bad.
Yeah, but then they put him down when what's his name got healthy and he never got any burn. He was tight and he was trying to get traded out of there supposedly. But
He was pissed. Yeah, I remember. He started tweeting a little bit here and there.
all right, so for must-haves, you have to have. So check this out. If you're investing, if you want something that is like a sure thing, which very rarely there is, Garrett Cole is the first ace since God knows when to wear pinstripes. Like going all the way back to like forever before when TV was black and white. You have Whitey Ford.
CC 2009, bro. Come on.
Bags. You have Whitey Ford.
Bro, CC.
Louisiana Lightning Rod Guidry, who's not, is he even in the hall? No.
No.
Right? Who else? Like, those are like their, when you think Yankees, you think big pitchers. Like, and then you had Clemens. That was like the only time they had an ace in my lifetime was Roger Clemens in the late 90s. So, New York has a pitcher to actually root for and get behind. You know what that's going to do to my man? It already has, but it's still not too late. You know what it's going to do to Garrett Cole's value? Like, if he pitches the next 5 years in New York as the guy, as the Verlander, as the Scherzer, as the Kershaw, but he's wearing pinstripes, his stuff is going to be above Kershaw. His stuff is going to go for more than Scherzer. His stuff's going to go for more than Verlander because now you have the number one pitcher in the number one market for baseball. You have to have Garrett Cole. Have to. Jeff said Catfish Hunter. Like, yeah, that's probably it. Like, but that's what I mean. Like, he's not sexy, Catfish Hunter. And
bro, there was a 3-year span where CC won almost 60 games, bro. Come on.
See, like when I think of CC, man, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame probably because he did it for so long and his numbers are good.
Yeah.
But, man, he just, like, he was always like a 1B to me, CC Sabathia, 1C.
Bro, CC Sabathia is the third lefty in history to get 3,000 Ks ever.
Yeah, but
third lefty only.
He's the first lefty to pitch for 28 years. So that's who you need to be on right now is Garrett Cole. I'm telling you, unless he gets hurt, right now you could get, what is this PSA 10 update going for, guys? I think it's like $70. It jumped up to 70. It was $10. $15.
You know what I regret in the offseason before he got traded, and it was the night of, was like a camo number to 99 PSA 10 I could have got for like $200, and now they put the same one up there for 700 almost.
Bro, check this out. Kershaw, when he was, before he had the back problems, what was his PSA 10 update?
Kershaw?
Yeah. Wasn't it like 250?
Yeah, 250. I think it's now like 175.
All right. Check this out. I'm predicting it right now. I'm calling it. I'm saying it on the record. In the next 3 years, if Cole pitches anywhere near the way he did last year, that $70 card is a $250 card.
I'm actually looking at some cards right now like this.
I'm putting it out there right now. You have a chance to do damage with his base update card.
For sure, yeah.
And you
could get a Walmart blue right now, PSA 10 for $199 or best offer. Like, it's pretty cheap.
And the reason why is nobody had those cards graded, right? So when it first came out, the card wasn't worth anything. So now the condition, just like the 11 Trout and all that stuff, like the condition of those cards, everything was being opened. There's not a lot of unopened 2012 out there. So it's very condition sensitive. I wonder what the pop report is on that. Can you find that?
It's a sideways too, so it's definitely way tougher to get that stuff centered.
I'm telling you, that's the card. I'm putting it out there. I don't have any of them, by the way, guys. I didn't even listen to my own advice. I did pick up a couple Bowman first though at the end of last year, but
Yeah.
how about I did pick up a red
Yeah.
to 5, but that's a card, guys. So now let's wrap it up. On no stock, I have Judge. Must have, I have Torres, who we didn't speak about much, but he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a stud. He proved he could hit in the postseason. Love him. Garrett Cole, that's somebody you're not going to have a lot of time left to capitalize, but Garrett Cole, there's not many times where somebody's in New York Yankee uniform. You have a chance to get him now before he pitches, where his stuff could like quadruple.
Literally.
All right. So last thing I want to say is Lewis said the staff was trash. Besides Cole, I will say I don't like James Paxton. I think he had one good year and got cashed out on it. Severino, the thing I don't like about Sevy is he's proven that he cannot pitch in a big game. A couple times now where he just got blown up in the first inning. J.A. Happ is a guy. I was upset when we got him because I knew that by getting him, we were going to be forced to start a guy in the playoffs, and we did. And the one person I do like is Masahiro Tanaka. I like him. I like him. You put him in the playoffs, and it doesn't even matter. He turns into Tanaka 2.0.
He turns into like a freaking animal.
That's an X factor in the playoffs. You have Cole and Tanaka, X factor.
He had like one of the lowest ERAs ever this last postseason. So
all right. So moving on to the final segment, let's talk about our rankings. First to fifth. AL East, Derek, you lead it off. Who is first, second, third, fourth, and fifth for you?
So I put the Yankees at first. Now I'm double guessing myself, but I put the Jays number 2, Rays at 3, Red Sox at 4, and Orioles at 5. But I think the 2 and 3 though, the Rays and the Jays, I just think the Jays have a lot to prove, and they're an X factor. I feel like
Look at mine is swapped just like you, man. I had the Rays and Jays. I had Jays at 2, Rays at 3, and swapped them at the last second. So I get you. Lewis.
The fans that are watching this are definitely gonna see who knows stuff about baseball, because yesterday our list was different. This one is completely. But I'm gonna go from 5 down for a reason. 5, Orioles, done, worst team in the majors. Done, 120 losses, finished. 4th place, Jays. Exciting and new, like the Love Boat. No pitching, not ready. Maybe a year or two, not ready. At 3, I got the Red Sox. Just because. Lack of option, because they can't be 4th or 5th. Because I don't like them either. Now, the reason why I went down is because this is the deal. Today, if I have to pick first and second, I like the Rays to win the division. But it's so close in my head that knowing the Yankees like to spend money, they'll pick up 1 or 2 guys to change that and reverse my thought. But right now, today, But right now, I like the Rays first, Yankees second, really close. Really close.
That's I had the Yankees 1, then I had Rays, Jays 2, 3 flip flop. So you're close on the Yankees, Rays. I'm close on the Rays, Jays, and so is Derek. So I got Rays at second, Jays at third, Red Sox at fourth, Orioles at fifth. That's what you had, right, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think Lewis has the Yankees at 1, but he's a Met fan, so it's like
no. I'm not a hater. I'm not a Yankee hater. That's a true story. Everybody needs to know going forward. I respect loyalty. I mean royalty, not loyalty. I respect royalty, and Yankees are it. I mean, come on.
So
when good teams like that do good, it makes the sport better. So
no, I agree. But the one thing, even Jeff, he says Jays will finish 4th. Jeff, I don't think you're giving your pitching staff enough credit, because who did you have 4th? You had the Red Sox 3rd, right, Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Sox 3rd.
So I think the Jays pitching staff can compete with the Red Sox, and I kind of like their hitting as much, if not more, than the Red Sox. But I mean, that's just personal opinion. Also, I'm going on my head with sleepers, and I'm thinking like odds, and like for the value that the Jays bring, I think that they're a better team than the Red Sox. That's just
the thing is, like, the Red Sox have so much recognition and power in their lineup. Like you think Mookie Betts, JD Martinez, Devers, Xander Bogaerts, those guys are like superstars. But then when you think of like the Blue Jays, you're thinking, okay, they have Vlad, but then people forget about like Bichette is a great hitter. I think he's going to be really good next year. Then like you said, Kevin Biggio, Lourdes Gurriel, like those guys, they could mash.
And what if Shaw puts up 25, 30 bombs?
That's what I'm saying. They
don't have pitching like you think they do to hang in there. That's the thing.
The only problem
You're totally overvaluing their pitching.
Well,
it's not there.
No one.
Giles is the closer. He has a bad elbow. He was hurt the end of the last season
because of the that was big because of his domestic issue. They gave him to the Astros. They basically gave it to him.
All right. Crazy. Well, all right. We're about to head out. Before we do, this is question time for the next couple minutes. You guys want to get some questions in? It could be anything hobby related, sports cards. It could be baseball related. Let us know. Hit us up on not the phone number because we don't have that yet, but hit us up on the chats. It could be in the FIlthbomb advice group. It could be in the Case Breaks group. Let us know. And then we are going to go live right after that for an 11-box baseball mixer and then follow that up with a little Bowman's Best Baseball 2019. We'll keep them open for a few minutes and then we're out of here. Yeah, so I think they were kind of in agreement with the Orioles being garbage.
They're bad.
I mean, terrible. I think that we're all in agreement for the most part that the Yankees are at the top. Rays, we're in agreement that they're up top. So I guess the Jays and the Red Sox are where
they're faulty. I don't know. Yeah, Jays and Red Sox. You could flip flop those two at any time, at any given time. But I still like the Jays for some reason. I think that they have a lot to prove. So we'll see.
And I'm just putting it out there. Cole Stewart's winning a Cy Young this year, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. Stuart Little. I don't know.
It's DJ Stewart's older brother. No. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Oh, why are you doing Bowman's Best so late? I got to go to bed. That's our question. I don't know. I tried to flip-flop it today I don't know. It didn't work out. I tried to do the mixer first, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do the case break first and then the mixer second moving forward. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Those of you that actually stayed with us for an hour, I don't know how you did it.
Champs.
We're the nosebleeds, and I give you credit. I don't even listen to the podcast after I get off for an hour. But thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, as always, feel free. Contact
I didn't even
us.
listen to the podcast for an hour, and I was on it.
I was picking my nose half the time.
Yeah, like literally. Thank you, guys. We really do appreciate it. And on that note, on behalf of myself, Stephen Michael, Louis Zolo, Derek Morgan, and FIlthbomb Breaks, we want to thank you for giving us the opportunity and tuning in for tonight's podcast on January 15th, 2020. And until the next break, till the next Case Box Pack or podcast, we're signing off saying sayonara, bro. Tani's, catch you on the flip side. Make it a filthy one.
Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lance Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb breaks.
Off those nasty
Nasty
FIlthbomb. I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a filth bomb with
My guys over at FIlthbomb Breaks.
FIlthbomb! FIlthbomb! Mike Trout 101 auto!
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those Filth Bombs coming, and I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty filth bombs.
And pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me into Plante Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases nightly, the undefeated